Gregor is in court to claim £500 in damages after his cousin superglued a pizza box to his head, videoed it and put it on the internet without his consent. Defendant George says that as this was just a prank, he owes nothing.
Is it George? No. You're going to have to speak clearly so that I can understand you. Yes. Splendid. And Gregor? Yep. Yes. Yes. With Chloe, your girlfriend, correct? Chloe, would you mind standing next to Gregor? Thank you very much. This is a case, ostensibly, about a prank, in inverted commas, that George played upon you, which caused you some injury. Not only did it cause you personal injury, which I'm going to hear about in due course, but it also, that injury was exacerbated, it was made worse by other things that George and a friend of his who hasn't come to court today did, which was put that prank on the internet, which has caused you to suffer what I'm going to call reputational damage. And you're here today to sue both for the injury that was caused to you by this hilarious, in inverted commas, prank, and also the injury that was caused to you by the reputational damage which resulted from the prank. Is that correct? Yes. Yes, very good. Gregor, George, you've known each other for some time, and you're distant cousins, I think. Is that right? Yes. Now, George, you're 27 years old. There was a party. Where was the party, please, Gregor?
Down here in Clydebank, near Glasgow.
It was near Glasgow, and this is your cousin who's 7 years older than you, correct? You all attended this party. It wasn't at either of your property, am I correct?
No.
Right, so it was at somebody else's house. And you attended, and everybody, inverted commas, was having super fun. Chloe, were you there?
Yeah.
And how old are you, Chloe?
18.
You went to this party. Describe to me the party.
It was just like a normal house party.
People having fun?
Yeah.
Playing Twister, that sort of thing?
No,
No,
drinking.
No? Was there a gramophone on in the background, that sort of...
What?
No?
What was it?
Crudités, that sort of thing, lovely dip. I'm just trying to understand, what sort of party was it?
There was salsa and Doritos and stuff.
Oh, well, then the answer to that is yes. So, there was crisps. And a good deal of alcohol, correct?
Yes, yes.
What else was at the party, Gregor?
A Munchy Box.
Now, Chloe, I've learned something this morning which is some people would describe as culturally specific. In other words, I've learnt a new thing, a rare thing, a Munchy Box. Now, Chloe, you tell me what a Munchy Box is. I think it's a Scottish thing.
It's got different Indian food in it.
So it's a pizza box that's called a Munchy on the top of it. Yes?
No, so it's just like a pizza box, except it's not got pizza in it.
So it was a fun evening. Now, Gregor, you're only 20. What are you doing for a job?
I'm a computing student.
You're a student, full-time? Very good. You went to this party, enjoyed the Munchy Box and the contents and the pizzas and the vodka. Now, the thing is about Gregor, and you know this, George, Gregor's a lot younger than you, and he's a bit of a lightweight when it comes to alcohol.
He gets drunk.
He gets drunk?
That's all right.
Say that to me slowly so that I understand. He gets drunk because he's 20 years old and perhaps alcohol has a stronger effect on him than it might on you. What happens when Gregor gets drunk, please, George?
He falls asleep.
When he fell asleep on this occasion, were you with him, Chloe?
Yeah.
At some point, Chloe, you went to the toilet, am I right?
Yeah.
And there was Gregor, fast asleep. George, what did you do, please?
Ate the Munchy Box, fell asleep.
You did what?
No,
you ate the contents of the Munchy Box and you fell asleep?
Yeah, I glued it to his head.
You glued the Munchy Box to his head?
Yes.
And not just that, but as far as I gather, there was another person there, correct?
Yes.
Kyle, who's not here today, who filmed this.
Yes.
I think I've got the video. Am I right? Gregor, just to be clear while this is going on, we pause the video for a second, please. Gregor, you fell asleep. At some point you woke up.
There.
And what happened when you woke up?
I felt something dangling and didn't have a clue what it was, and when I turned round, Kyle was videoing me.
What did you say to Kyle?
I asked him what it was, and it turns out it was a pizza box.
Yes. So you tried to take it off your head. Where were you at this time, please, Chloe?
Just came back into the living room.
Help me with why that's funny.
I don't know why it's funny, but he's lucky that's all he got, to be honest. It could have been a lot worse.
I think both the Scottish and the English for moron is the same.
Okay.
What happened? How did you get the pizza box off your head?
Well, I couldn't get it off because of the angle it was at, so Chloe had to rip it off.
You ripped it off his head, and it left the paper still on your head, correct? Yes?
I bet you a bald patch as well.
It took your hair out. So what did you do? Did you shave your head?
And the next day Chloe shaved it.
You tell me, Chloe, what you had to do.
I tried to give him a bun all over.
That means the length of the barber cut. So you took all of his hair off. In fact, he ended up looking not dissimilar from you.
Yeah.
I presume that wasn't your intention, George.
No.
But it didn't end there, did it? Because you'd shaved your head and it ended up being shaved for at least 3 months. Is that right, Chloe?
Yeah.
At some point, something else happened. What happened, Gregor? Tell me about that video.
Kyle put it on Facebook.
What was it called?
Pizza superglued to head. Not pizza box superglued to head.
Well, how imaginative. Did you, I'm going to use this word, did you agree with Kyle that that video should go on Facebook?
Yes.
Yes. And whose Facebook site did it go on?
I think it was Kyle's.
His own?
Yes.
But it didn't stop there, did it?
No, it shared and shared.
It went viral. How many people saw that video, and on what sites was it on, please, Gregor?
It was on YouTube, the Lad Bible.
How many people viewed it, please? Roughly.
70,000.
70,000.
Not enough.
Strike one.
So,
If you think this is a funny, forget about it.
Yeah.
Trust me, you and I have very, very different senses of humour.
do we?
And the difference between the two of us is I have one. Gregor, what was the consequence for you?
People asking me for slices of pizza in the street. Funny stares everywhere.
Well, how does that make you feel? You want to do a serious job after this, don't you? You're doing software engineering of some sort.
Computing eye.
You're doing a computer course of some sort, yes? Now, I presume a lot of people now know you in the area, yes? And you've been the subject of ridicule, correct? What impact do you think that's had on you getting a job locally? Do you think it's had an effect?
Probably.
Before I rule, you just explain to me what the value of that lawsuit is and how you've come to that assessment. How much is it for?
500.
Why do you say you're owed £500? What's that for?
Because I was left with a bald patch for months and I didn't ever think it was going to grow back. And I went viral without my consent as well.
You're suing for what in law we call pain, suffering and loss of immunity, which is the fact that you had a bald patch for 3 months, the fact that you suffered some distress because it wouldn't grow back, and the fact that you didn't have your hair for that period. And you've come to an assessment of value of £500. Correct? George, before I come to a ruling, I need to understand your response to that, because you do bring a defence. You just help me understand it in words that I can put in my legal pad in big.
To be honest, it was just a laugh and it went out of control. And
Yeah. In other words, you say to me, Judge Rinder, this was a prank.
but
This is
it went too far.
this is what boys get up to,
I don't think you should give money for it.
because it's a prank,
It's a prank.
and you don't get money for silly. That's your, and it's a perfectly well-framed reply. Gregor, George, the reality is when you attended that party is that you performed a prank on Gregor without his consent, without his permission. In the course of that, you actually assaulted Gregor. You assaulted him by doing something to his person without his permission. In this instance, something very silly, which was supergluing a pizza box to his head. That caused him personal injury. Worse than that still, you and your inverted commas brainiac of a friend decided to put the video of that incident up on a website which went viral. And I'm perfectly satisfied that that caused real significant reputational damage to Gregor. He's now held up as a laughingstock as a result of what you did with your friend without Gregor's consent. To that extent, Gregor is entitled to remuneration. Gregor today only claims from me £500 for the loss of amenity of his hair and for the stress he suffered when he didn't think it was going to grow back. This is Gregor's lucky day, because I'm in front of a moron, and as a result, I'm perfectly satisfied that your claim is worth substantially more, Gregor. You're entitled not only to the £500, which I'm perfectly satisfied will cover the stress of having lost your hair for 3 months, but I'm also satisfied, although I have to put a figure on it, that you suffered quite a significant reputational loss as a result of the stupid decision these two jokers made. And therefore, I'm perfectly satisfied that that value, the value of that reputational loss, is roughly about £500. Therefore, Gregor, the award of this court is to you today for £1,000. George, I wish you the best of luck finding a job in the future. That's the award of this court, £1,000.
Thank you.
The judge awarded Gregor £1,000, which was more than his original claim. Let's find out how both parties felt about the ruling.
I was very surprised that he's awarded double because I didn't think he would do that at all. I thought he would just say, right, the 500. I thought if he was going to give me the 500, he'd be barely giving me, do you know what I mean?
He shouldn't get £1,000 for a silly pizza box stuck to his head. So he shouldn't have, because it could have been a lot worse.
Every time somebody says something about it, I just think, I'll just go, you.
Oh well, don't force us again then.
I'll try my best.
It's only a pizza box, how's that assault? He fell asleep, there's only a bit of glue and he said, next time it's going to be 10 times worse. Go on. Don't force us again.
Okay, we'll see what happens then when you fall asleep, right?
I don't fall asleep.
And we'll still talk and that and we'll still be alright. But, I mean, we're related, so... I don't know, if he takes the hump with me, then that's his problem, but I'm not going to fall out with him with it.